Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a new character that could be coming to Heartland Season 14, but before I get into that, just a couple of the quick things I need to say first. One, if you guys could please leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. To help me reach a goal of 20,000 subscribers, I would really appreciate that. And for those of you who are subscribed, please consider turning on my notifications, as being one of the first people to watch a video, leave a like, leave a comment when I first upload a video. That really helps out the video and then me as the creator, so if you could please turn on my notifications if you haven't already, that would help out more than I can even describe and more than you guys will ever know. So if you haven't already, make sure you turn on my notifications to be the first one to be notified whenever I upload a video. It would really help me out and mean a lot and help grow the channel. But with that being said, let's jump right into today's video. So I have talked about the idea of a physically disabled character coming to Heartland for a long time. I think it's important to make aware and just say before I get into this video though, I am not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with Heartland. I don't work for CBC, I don't know cast or crew, therefore I do not know anything that is going to happen in Heartland Season 14, so because of that, nothing that I say in this video is confirmed to be happening in Heartland Season 14. Let me repeat myself, nothing, absolutely nothing, that I say in this video is confirmed to be happening in Heartland Season 14. This is just my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. But with that being said, let's get back into the video. So as I said, I have talked about a physically disabled character coming to Heartland for a long time, for multiple reasons. One, I'm physically disabled. I would love to see a character on my favorite show that accurately represents what I go through and what I've had to go through growing up and living with a physical disability. And not only that though, people have been saying that Heartland is getting repetitive. The same things are happening over and over again. They're introducing new characters, but there's nothing really new happening. So with a character being introduced in Season 14 possibly that has a physical disability, that allows for a lot of character development for all of the characters, Amy, Ty, all of them. And I've said before that the characters getting character development later in the seasons are some of the things that I think Heartland is lacking, especially with Amy's character. So with a physically disabled character coming to Heartland in Heartland Season 14, and then maybe Amy having to work with a writer that is physically disabled, that would provide her with a lot of character development, because there's also a lot of understanding that has to take place when you're working with someone who is physically limited, who is physically disabled. There's a lot of understanding and patience and time and just overall understanding of, you know, what they're going through, what their mental state is, how they react to things, how they see things, how they understand things. Not understand things in terms of not being able to understand certain things, but just how they understand their disability as well, and then them being able to accomplish what you want them to accomplish. That takes a lot of time and patience and understanding. So I think if Amy was to work with a physically disabled writer, that would allow her character to have a lot more character development, and just it would be a new experience for her character as well. I know Amy has worked with Caleb's friend Bryce, who was in a wheelchair, earlier in Heartland, but it would be cool to see how her character would react to the situation and deal with the situation now that she has grown up, and now that it is later in the season. I think it would be really cool if they brought in a character who was a long-term character on the show who was physically disabled, and then Amy had to deal with not only helping maybe them as a person, but then with their riding as well. I think that would be really interesting. A lot of people don't know this, but horse riding and horseback riding and just being around horses is actually a form of physical therapy for people that are disabled, so it would fit in with the show nicely. As I said, horse riding is a form of physical exercise, physical therapy for someone who is physically disabled. So a lot of people are saying that, you know, Heartland is kind of steering away from the horse aspect of the show and focusing more on the romance side, which I 100% agree. They need to bring horses back into the main picture, because that's why people love Heartland, is because of the horses and seeing Amy work with horses. And so if they brought a physically disabled character in, one, it would be accurately representing a form of therapy that people with physical disabilities might experience, but also it would be bringing horses back into the main picture and we would see Amy working with the horse and a physically disabled rider. So that would be really, really cool. Also, if they did do this, and this is my number one thing, and this is very important, so please, please, please take this seriously. Please don't think that I'm just saying something like this. This is really, really important to me as someone who is physically disabled. If they brought this character in, they need to accurately represent this character. And what do I mean by that? Well, they can't have a character who is physically disabled, who doesn't have to go through the the self-acceptance that a person with a physical disability has to go through. I've grown up with a physical disability. I know what it's like to have to accept the fact that you are disabled. I know what it's like to have to accept the fact that you're different. I know what it's like to go through constant pain every single day of my life because of a physical disability that you cannot change. You cannot just one day decide, oh, I'm not going to be disabled anymore. No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So in order to accurately represent this character, I think we need to see this character go through the struggles that a person with a physical disability would actually go through. To see them have to come to the acceptance of, yeah, I'm in a wheelchair. To see them have to come to the acceptance of, I'm different. I can't do certain things. I need help with things. That is a huge thing that someone with a physical disability has to go through. Coming to the realization that they need help. They can't do everything by themselves. That is a huge thing, and that is a huge thing for someone with a physical disability to overcome. The fact that you are different, you're not going to be able to do things the way that other people can. So I think to have a character go through that on the show would provide a lot of awareness for what it's like to live with a physical disability, because I really don't think people understand what it's actually like growing up with a physical disability from a young age to, now I'm almost 20 years old. I turned 20 in January. So I think it would be really cool to see a character come in who is maybe around 15, 16 years old, because that's normally when this acceptance has to happen, when you're 15, 16 years old. And to see Amy and the rest of the characters in the show have to help them, have to understand what they're going through, and understand the way that they are feeling about who they are and what they're going through and what they're going to have to continue to go through. And the only way to do that, I think, the only way to do that accurately is to cast an actor who has a physical disability. I don't think it would be any good to cast an actor who is not physically disabled to play a physically disabled character. Why is that, Hannah, you may ask? Well, because they're not physically disabled. They can act, they can pretend to know what it's like to be physically disabled all they want. But do they really understand what it is like to be physically disabled? No. The only person that is going to know, the only kind of person that is going to know what it's really like to grow up with a physical disability, to understand what has to happen to accept the fact that you are in a wheelchair or have a physical disability, is someone who is physically disabled. And I think having this character come into the show and have to go through all this self-acceptance on the show would be amazing. It would be a storyline that we haven't seen before. It would be something new for all the characters, and I think it would just be a really, really good storyline to help provide awareness for disabilities and physical disabilities in particular. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I'm asking you very nicely to please be respectful in the comments, especially on this video, because a physical disability is not just a storyline to me. It's not just a dramatic storyline. It's not an interesting storyline. It's what I go through. It's my life. I've had to go through all the self-acceptance and everything like that. So I just ask that you're please respectful in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.